That last line is so important. Of all the things you know about your faith that you internalize that are important to you, values that you cherish, however you come to understand yourself, nothing is impossible with God. Always remember that. Cubs, it'd be impossible. We're praying. Bears, sorry, I hate to quote New Jersey up here. Forget about it. When I see Packer jerseys, I just want to warn Packer fans, if enough people wear Packer memorabilia, Chicago might want a professional team too. That's how bad it is. But remember that. That's funny. This is serious. All things are possible with God. I have a friend named Rick, nice man. His 16-year-old daughter tried to end her own life. She's fine. She's getting better. Rick is fine. He's getting better. We got to keep hope. As bad as it may get in your world, nothing's impossible with God. Do you believe that? I believe it. I believe it. I've seen it. It's got to be a deep guiding principle of our faith. Father, today the guy followed the laws. We'll talk about it in a second. Is it about penance? Is it about feeling guilty? First and foremost, nothing is impossible for God. Lead with that line. What's the Pope doing that the right wing is criticizing him for? Reach out and love. Touch somebody at AT&T. Love everybody. Love them first. Before someone follows a rule, they have to feel like they belong. They have to feel membership. Our young people, and this is horrible. This is horrible what I'm about to say. Usually stuff creeps in from the elders. They get a little lax. Then it comes to the middle group. Then they get a little lax. Then it comes to our younger. The youngers now, who are lax, are influencing the middle and the olders. The older people are following the younger people. I see 60-year-old people at restaurants doing this. 60-year-old. If you're 60 and you can double thumb it, you got an issue. If you're 60 or older and you're a double thumb person on that thing, there's a problem with it. Please seek help immediately. If you text for more than 4 hours, please text. Sorry, it's a horrible joke. The point is, you got to stay with this one. Stay with this one. And that's what the Pope is doing, clearly. A little tangent, but we're going to Haiti soon. I read the Pope's speech to the UN, just getting right to the heart of the matter. If the world is ever going to be united, if the world is ever going to be united, if your family, if our country, the Pope says, and you must agree, it's going to be based on a common solidarity among us, based on spiritual principles. If the world, us, our country, our community, our town, our family, if we're ever going to be truly united as brothers and sisters, it's going to be under the common Father, for whom nothing is impossible, even bringing us together. John Lennon, dare you dream that dream. What a nice word. He screwed up that song so bad. Imagine there's no heaven. Shut up. Tell that to a guy in prison. Tell that to someone dying on bed with cancer or AIDS. Or someone who walked out of someone stuck, who someone walked out on and went through a bitter divorce. Or someone in an unemployment line. Hope is what we got, and hope is believing God can bring good out of the bad and raise us up. So that's what the Pope, clearly that's a big point of the Pope. Meeting people on whatever road they're on, whatever lifestyle they're living, and love them there. Did you notice that line in the gospel? And again, I got to do your homework for you. Which just keeps going on. It's not going to stop. Teacher, all of these I observed from my youth. You must have caught this when you were praying this morning, the scriptures. Jesus, looking at him, loved him. It could have said, like my mom did to me, looking at me with judgment. Jerome, what are you doing? And she was right. I was guilty. The nuns were right. I was even more guilty. The point is, he didn't do that, did he? See, those of us who go to church, we got to keep putting Jesus before our eyes as our model, as our measure. It's easy to judge other people. I'm a professional at it. All day long, including myself. I got a little newsflash for you, consciously or unconsciously. You might be judging yourself. You may have never forgiven yourself. You may have a deep, dark resentment towards yourself that needs to be let go of. But he looked at him with love. Looked at him with love. We have a special guest at Mass this morning. He doesn't know this. He's a retired law enforcement from this town. He was a commander. He doesn't. I may have mentioned this in passing. He's here. I won't tell you his name. But he's like my dad. He's like my dad. My dad's been dead 30 years. My dad was law enforcement. Gruff. Says it as many of you couldn't take it. He doesn't get the microphone to speak publicly. Gruff, serious, very conservative, patriot. And because he's here, I didn't know he was here. I found out before, as I'm walking and he's here, he's at Mass, I thought, you know what I'd love to do? Boy, would I just love to give a concise, to the point, spiritually enlightening, spot-on homily. And I can impress the guy who's like my dad. Sorry, that's not going to happen today. But I had the thoughts. It passed me. It was there and it went. Because you know what? We all want that, don't we? We don't want to be judged by our parents. We don't want to be judged by those in authority. And if you truly know your life in the Lord, you don't want to be judged by God. You want to be looked at with love. And I can't say that enough. The guy in today's gospel, he's got a couple huge misunderstandings. He misunderstands following the law with following the Lord. Look, the Protestants, they got this one right. If we actually said this, they'd have it right. But we never said this. Catholic Church never said that if you just follow the laws, you will get into heaven. We never said that. Did you hear what he said? Again, I got to do your homework. I'm sorry. I got to do your homework for you. Another guy in this town who I had breakfast on Friday, I'll slow down. Another man who I had breakfast with on Friday, whose father built this town, said to me, you know, Father, with all due respect, tighten up. He was serious. He's like, tighten up your homilies. You see, I can take it. I'm a big guy. Tighten them up. Lose some of the histrionics. Drop about 7 of the tangents. Tell us what you're going to say it, and then tell us what you said. To which I took it. And then I said to him, you know what? I won't tell you his name, Jeff Ladd. I said, you know what? You know what, Jeff? If the people of this parish, if the Christians would do their homework, like the first reading said, and pray the scriptures. If you come to Mass, and I'm sorry, I'll just get this off and we'll move on. If you come to Mass I don't care where you go to church. If you worship in the name of Jesus Christ, if you worship Jesus Christ and you're a Christian, and you show up on Saturday nights, or you show up on Sundays, and you expect the minister, the priest, the bishop, the pope, whoever, to put the gospel in a nice little package with wrapping and a bow, hand it to you, and then you go, oh yeah, I got it. I got the food for the week. I was fed there. I hate that line. I left the church. Why? Because I was getting fed. Why don't you feed yourselves? Do some homework. Read the scriptures. The first reading said, he asked, I got it right here. I brought it with me. I brought the Bible with me in notes. It's in my Magnificat. Don't leave home without it. I prayed, and prudence was given to me. I pleaded, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. Listen to this line. Here's where the rich man screws up. I deemed riches nothing in comparison with wisdom. Reading the gospel every day, praying the gospel, doing mental prayer will give you a peace I'm not able to give you. Every once in a while, I might hit a home run. I might do a walk-off homer. I might do it every once in a while where the defense falls down, like I walks into the end zone. You know, I don't know why they're dancing. Dude, you're losing the game. You ever notice that sometimes? That really aggravates me. When a football player is losing the game, makes a great play and just starts. There's 10 other guys. We're down by 21. What's the matter with you? How about NBA players? NBA players arguing over a call while the other team is running down the court. Not once has the referee in the NBA history of calling fouls changed the call. And you're arguing with the ref. The game's going that way. Get back in the game. Stay focused. Point is, if you pray and ask for this gift, it'll make my job a lot easier, and you'll get a peace. You'll get something I can't give you. I can't do it for you. Well, what is it better? You know this line. Is it better to give a guy a fish or teach him how to fish? If you learn how to take your Christianity to the next level and open up the Bible and read the scriptures, God, I'm not telling you, I'm promising you, eventually He will give you an immovable peace. He will give you a richness beyond compare. The Protestants got that part right. They lie, some of them, when they say, the Catholics say don't open up the Bible. Would somebody record this speech and send it to every Protestant you know? Yeah, I went to Mass on Sunday. The priest, you're right. Father Jerome said, don't read the Bible. You got us. You're right. Catholics are guilty. No, read the Bible. Do mental prayer. It's a great source of wisdom. In the same way the Lord, I was on the way over today, on the way over in the car. I'm happy for two reasons. One, Father Simon's leaving for 3 weeks. Don't clap. I get the first floor, that area, that part of the house to myself. No more midnight feedings, no more Nigerian phone calls at 1 o'clock in the morning. You have no idea what he's saying, but he's angry at somebody. Somebody in Nigeria at like 1 o'clock our time. I don't know what the math is over there. Someone's getting very seriously yelled at. Not sure who. Okay. I'm listening to this song, Frank Sinatra. And I suddenly see your I wish I keyed up the choir. Your fabulous face. And then when he's live from Madison Square Garden, he starts dancing. And then he says, where do you think Gene Kelly learned how to dance? From me. Pop, 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 pop. If you're praying in the morning, you will see his fabulous face. It'll change your life. You'll stop depending on the priest to minister, the guru figure. I love that book. If you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. You don't need a Buddha. You don't need a guru. You just need homework. You need to train the mind and do discipline. So you want to see God's face. That's why I'm doing this. That's why we do this. There's no money. There's no pleasure. There's no treasure. There's no honor. Like the Lord gazing upon you. Not in judgment. But like the Lord did to this poor guy who misunderstood following rules from following the Lord. So, quick move. The guy had way too much money. He didn't want to give up his money. We have a Haiti group. We just had a Haiti dinner. Thank you for your support for the Haitian Project. We have a school with 370 children in Haiti, in Port-au-Prince. We raised over $17,000, which, how much money is that? That's about 13 children's full year tuition, room and board. That's how much money $17,000 is. Think about that. Crystal Lake School District. 17 grand, 13 kids, 13, 14 kids. Full room, it's a boarding school. And food. And food. You get donuts after Mass, don't worry. There better be donuts after Mass. When those kids don't get donuts, they freak. Sorry to go off my first tangent. I don't know who's in charge of donuts. If you're not having donuts, tell me before you're not having donuts. I need to know. Because kids walk by, there's no donuts, there's a huge panic going on. I think there's donuts, so we'll get you donuts. Back to the story. The Haiti thing. We just had a Haiti meeting. We're preparing to go again in November. When I go to Haiti, when we talk about Haiti, the gratitude I feel for being born in this country, for having a roof over my head, for having the access to education, opportunity, socialization. The roads are straight. Some of your teeth are straight. Life is so much more blessed. The guy in the gospel, he didn't get that. He didn't get that. I don't want to be like the rich young man in today's gospel. I don't want to be like him. I don't want my life to just be about laws. I want it to be about receiving the gaze of the loving God and returning gratitude. That's why I'm here today. That's why we're here today. I want us, we're publicly, ceremonially, in a solemn way declaring, hey God, thank you. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my health. For the serious ones among us, the serious ones. I shouldn't judge, but I'm judging. Hey, I lost my brother, my father, my wife is sick, my unemployment check is running out. I still thank you. I got to go back to the doctor in a week from now, and I'm not sure. I still thank you, God. I still love you, God. Whatever the doctors say is not going to change my mind. I love you. I'm with you. I'm going to the end with you. And if I can experience a little bit of your gazing upon me in this life, nothing's impossible. I suspect that in the next you will gaze upon me for all of eternity.